Hi class, so this is just a quick video talking to you about Library of Congress call numbers. So academic institutions use typically what's called the Library of Congress call number systems. Probably what you learned in elementary and high school and what you see at public libraries is what's called the Dewey Decibel call number system, and these are pretty similar, but you got a few key differences. Universities tend to use the Library of Congress call number system, and the biggest difference is that it has letters within it. But a brief history of Library of Congress call numbers. So they were created for the Library of Congress, thus the name. They're based off a system created by Thomas Jefferson when he donated his personal library to Congress. But the full system was created by Herbert Putnam in 1897 when he became the Librarian for Congress. The Library of Congress call number system has its issues. It's criticized for meeting the specific needs of the Library of Congress instead of being based on sound logic and theory, but it does tend to work for that specific area. So it is what's considered an alphanumeric ordering system. So it has both letters and numbers within the call number. Things within this call number system are organized by subject. So it's really easy to find things. If you find one book on your topic, it's really easy to find other books that are going to be shelved in the same area. So you can look up this Library of Congress catalog system. So I'm having the link here that's being very slow in opening. Let it load. I'm at home. My internet is dreadfully slow. So being organized by subject, that means if you find a book on your topic, other things on the same topic are going to be shelved in the same area. And so you can see with this A through Z listing that you have different subjects assigned to different letters. There's no real rhyme or reason to what letters are assigned to what subject. The only thing that matches is music. So music and books on music are in the M section. Everything else makes no sense whatsoever. But you can click on these. So if you're looking in the E section, which is the history of the Americas, they then break that down into further E sections, and let the numbers then kind of break it down by subject further. So if you're ever wanting to browse within the Library of Congress, knowing what subject areas to look for is helpful, but most of the time, go to the catalog, search by keywords with the library you're at, find one or two books on your topic, and you'll notice lots of other books are in the same area. So the Library of Congress call numbers have three parts. You have a class number, a cutter number, and then a date. And so you're seeing this top line is your class number, and that's your major subject headings that typically go with the letters and the first part of the numbers. Your cutter number is then subclassifying that topic into smaller groups, and so that's your sections that come after the periods in the call number. And then most call numbers that have been published within the last 50 years or so end with a date, and so that is the date of the publication date. Looking at these, you typically see them in two ways. If you're looking in the catalog, which for our library, which would be Primo, you're seeing them written out all in one line. So you get the class number followed by a period with a cutter number and then a space in the date. Call numbers are actually much easier to read when they're on the labels on the book. So you get these little small sticker labels that go on the spines, that the class and the cutter and the date all go on different lines, so they're much easier to read and to organize things that way by the book label view. Books within this call number system are organized alphabetically, then numerically. So you always get letters, then numbers. So within this row of books, you're seeing that you're organizing it with the B's, and then it goes BCs. So lots of call numbers have two letters at the beginning that you get your main subject area, and then it breaks it down into smaller ones. So you typically get, so that's you're getting that B followed by the BC. The main number will always come first. So a rule of thumb to remember with call numbers is nothing comes before something. 0 comes before 1, nothing comes before something. So just the B is always going to come before a call number that starts with BC. Numbers in the class number, so the numbers before that first decimal point are whole numbers. So it's going to go B1, B2, B3, all the way to whatever your number is. Anything, so you count like you would in everyday life. Anything following that The cutter number is going to be a decimal point. So it will go, with this example we have here, you're getting the point B1. So it's going to go point A, point B, point C. You're going to go all the way through the alphabet before you get to just point 1. You then go point B1. This is where 1,000 would come before 2. Because if you're looking at it as a decimal point, 1/10 would always come, and however many 1,000ths following it would always come before 2/10. That it is the smaller fraction. So the cutter numbers allow for further classification of the books by subject or author. Cutter numbers are organized as decimals. Once again, letters come before numbers. And then the date you organize chronologically, starting with the oldest. Not all call numbers have dates, but this is definitely things published in the last 50 years or so are always going to end with that date. So you organize it by the call number, and then if you have things that are identical call numbers, this is typically going to be editions of the book. So you have multiple editions of the same book. They then get organized by date. So general rules: organized alphabetically, then numerically. Nothing comes before something, so no date comes before a date. Okay, so quick quiz. Normally this would be an in-class discussion that y'all can tell me which call number would come first. So you have this call number on the left of H482.K412 2001. Call number on the right, ML305.NA42 2018. Which is going to come first? Obviously the H482, because H comes before LM in the alphabet. So you're organizing it alphabetically. We start with what comes first and organize it that way. All right, what about this one? So you get PR3265.J82 2001 versus PS326.K84 2011. So this one, you're getting 2P classifications, but you are then, the PR is going to come before the PS because R comes before S. All right, this is one to where you have the exact same class number. So you got NB789. You're then looking at the cutter number. So you're looking at this number that comes after the decimal point. So you have the point M42 and the point K112. K comes before M in the alphabet, so that is what would come first if you were looking at this on the shelf. And then finally, you have this one of QA.403. So you got, once again, you got the same class number. You're then looking at the cutter numbers. And so this is one that the R47 would come first. And the reason for that is we remember letters come before numbers. So anything with a letter is going to come before anything that just has this 0.15 number. So you got to go all the way A through Z before you get to just 0.1. So letters come before numbers. All right, this is another one that has the same class number, KL9851, but you're getting different cutter numbers. So you get point JK102 and then point JK2, which would come first, the 102. So remember, once you get past this decimal point, everything is read as a decimal. So 1/10 and 2/1000 is going to be a smaller fraction or a smaller decimal than 2/10. So this is not 102, it's 102. So 1/10 and 2/1000 as opposed to 2/10. So that is why that comes first. So looking at these, going back, you're kind of looking at just this first decimal point. So we're going 1 through 9 before we move on to the next number, and you're ordering things that way. All right, and so that is the end of this slide. Normally we would have more in-class activities, but they don't transition well to online. So I'm giving y'all this info for your knowledge and general use, but for this class, with the rest of the semester being solely online, you're not really going to be having to use it. But I do hope if you have questions about call numbers, biggest thing I can tell students to do is to go ask for help at the library reference desk. Whatever library you're in, go ask the librarian for help if you're confused on how to find books with the call numbers, you're confused on where to go, you went to where the shelf is that you thought the book should be and you can't find it. Come ask for help. We get that question every day that we're open. You are not the first person to ask it. We're happy to go help you look for that. Hope y'all are having a good start to your week, and I will talk to you on Wednesday.